Okay, so Dan, I'm going to double click on that as well, right? As a manager, right? And you, again, there's the business goals, there are people goals, there's budget, etc., right? And for a person who is not aware of what they need to be able to do to kind of, like you said, meet people where they are, and having these two different classification of individuals, one, hey, just leave me alone, I'm going to give you the deliverable that you want, end of the quarter, the other one needing a lot more guidance. What are you seeing in terms of organizations from an HR perspective, a manager who isn't aware of this, right? How does he or she even come to terms with, like, I have 10 people on my team and the needs are going to be different, and but where do I get that awareness from?
Well, training actually makes a huge difference. Microsoft had a really, really strong management training, and it went on, over the course of your career as a manager at Microsoft. And one of the big things that was being promoted, in addition to model coach care, which is a big part of Microsoft's approach, was to talk about the flexibility of a manager. So if you're managing an employee, they may be very adept at doing one kind of task or one set of projects and not as adept at doing others. So it was talking about understanding where they were in the cycle with a particular project and with a particular deliverable, and you as a manager being flexible to respond to them based on that. Because you may say somebody's got 10 years of experience, they know something really well, boom, especially in cybersecurity, maybe they're great as a SOC analyst and they've been doing this for a year, but now you're asking them to threat hunt. And that's a little bit different. Or you're asking them to join a team and get much deeper into reverse malware, analysis. So then that's new for them. So understanding that the people within their careers and within project sets even are at different levels. And that I found very helpful when looking at neurodiverse employees, because you're also looking at meeting them and understanding that they're flexible and they're at different points of what they can accept. And then you as a manager have to respond differently, whether it's, to what you were saying about, things like an open floor plan isn't going to work for somebody on the spectrum, or most of the time isn't going to work. So do you get them the headphones, or maybe they're the ones that they get to work remote, or they get to work in a phone booth, for example. But that flexibility and understanding that even neurotypical people are going to be at different points, and then adding that to as you help and manage the neurodiverse.
Ayesha, fire away.
And kind of just piggybacking to what you're saying, Dana, I love some of the statements you're using, like it's meet them where they are. I think I love that. I absolutely, back that up. And I think it's as a manager, we all understand that we can't just put everyone in a box and manage them equally, right? That's number one. It's more than just neurodiversity or just diverse backgrounds. It's just everyone is different. We're all individuals and we're all unique. And so I think that's number one. And as a manager, you just have to certainly keep that in mind. But I think the second important thing is really understanding how to deal with the various different aspects when it comes to neurodiverse people. So for example, a few companies ago, I had a person that had ADHD and another person that was on the spectrum. And whilst the person on the spectrum cared more about looking at data, analyzing their data, the person with ADHD was wanted tasks that were more exciting. They don't like mundane tasks. They hiring a team, I personally like to bring in people that are smarter than I am and are skilled at certain things that I don't have that skill set, so my team can be more successful. And I think if we just start approaching it in that way, looking at it from, hey, individually, that we have to learn to understand the people that work for us in the individual way and treat them from that perspective, meet all of them where they are, can really change the way how we're managing teams and bring in more diversity that way.